Hi there, from a very, very hot day at Universal Orlando. I am at Islands of Adventure because today, the day that I'm here, is the 10-year anniversary of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Hogsmeade, and I am here to celebrate it. Okay, and I'm inside Islands of Adventure, and I just, by happenstance, checked the app, and I tried to get a virtual return time for Hagrid's, and I was able to get one for a couple hours from now. That was very easy comparatively to the first time that I tried to do that. I made it over to Toon Lagoon on my way over to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter back in Hogsmeade. I did have to stop off to grab some water because it is scorching hot today. It's about 90 degrees outside, which is pretty hot. And being inside for the majority of the past 3 months, I am not really conditioned to be in this kind of a temperature for an extended amount of time. So I'm gonna have to condition myself to get used to it again. Wow, it looks like they've done a lot on that coaster over there. They are just working on that. That is incredible. I decided to come over to Mythos to get a little bit better view of the coaster and just what it looks like, because they really have put in a significant amount of track since I last came over here, and this offers one of the best views in the park, not only of the park itself and the various islands, but of this construction. Just seeing how this has progressed in the various track pieces and inversions that have been added in such a short period of time has been so fun to follow along with. I'd love to make it back behind the Three Broomsticks today to see if I could actually see this part of the track. But wow, this is gonna just be so cool. On June 18th, 2010, 10 years ago, the back half of the Lost Continent Island at Islands of Adventure was commandeered for the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. In the years since, certain attractions have been repurposed, like the Flying Unicorn and Dueling Dragons into the Flight of the Hippogriff and Dragon Challenge. Certain attractions have been added, like the Hogwarts Express right over here, as well as Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, but this place is still completely timeless and one of my happy places. Hogsmeade doesn't really appear to be any more or less busy than it has been in the past few trips that I've come here. What I think I'm gonna go ahead and do now is get in line for a butterbeer. I was thinking about going to the Three Broomsticks, but nope, that's kind of a long line. I'm gonna get a butterbeer because I actually was able to move my virtual return time for Hagrid's to just about 5 minutes from now, so that's cool. So this is kind of a first for me. This bridge into Jurassic Park is completely empty right now. I came over to take a picture with my butterbeer. Usually this is one of the more popular photo ops in the entire park, and just thinking back about 2010 and just the opening day crowds for Harry Potter, how insane this land would have been. Just to see it this empty right now, it's a little bit sad, but also super cool. All right, I'm gonna head back to Hagrid's now. Okay, so I actually had to go back and get in line to come back into Hogsmeade to go to Hagrid's. I don't think I have to put my stuff in a locker. I've never gotten this close to this in a while, at least. I've gotten this close definitely before. Okay, but time to go get in line for Hagrid's. Oh, this is gonna be great. Okay, I made it in line for Hagrid's. It definitely seems a little bit busier right now than it was the other day when Brennan and I got in line, but I guess I'll see how much time it takes. So far it seems like this is gonna follow the same sort of situation, at least from the other day. This is kind of around where we stopped right outside the castle up here, but it looks like everybody's still moving, so this may actually be quicker than when Brennan and I came the other day. That would be cool. Wow! Alright, yep, that took like 5 minutes. Did not even stop walking once throughout that line. That is just the most perfect ride. Wow! My unicorns! I just cannot get over how immensely fun this ride is. I have never waited that little as far as the wait time goes for this ride. Wow, that was just one of the most perfect experiences I could have asked for today. That was amazing. And now for Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, the ride that put Universal back on the map and created an incredible precedent for theme park immersion and detail. This is also quite a sight to see, having nobody in front of me in line for Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. Even after 10 years, this ride has just assumed such a distinctive place in theme park culture, and it's always been popular with guests and fans alike, and now just getting to ride it with nobody at all in line, it's kind of a privilege. The first time that I rode Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, I did not come opening day, but I did come opening year. It was November of 2010, and I can remember waiting in line back over here somewhere, and this line was just full of people, anticipation, excitement, and I was so ready to ride what would definitely assume the position of one of my favorite rides of all time ever. That continues to be and blow me away to this day. That was also back when the mandrakes used to scream over there and cry, and that's an effect that hasn't worked in kind of a while because I think people complain, but I'm not totally sure. But just look at this beautiful hallway. The attention to detail in here is just phenomenal. And I know that I just showed this exact shot when I was here with Brennan, but I'm just that obsessed over it, I guess. You know, I wish that I could fully articulate just what this ride means to me and then what it continues to inspire in the theme park community in terms of immersion. This inspired Galaxy's Edge and Pandora and Toy Story Land, Cars Land over in California. This just set a certain precedent that theme parks perpetually are gonna have to meet those expectations for when it comes to immersed lands and rides like this that incorporated a KUKA arm technology. Forbidden Journey is a hybrid attraction that kind of consists of dark ride elements as well as screen elements, but it's just so intricately used to create a cohesive story that utilizes pretty much all of the Harry Potter settings, locations, and characters, and it's just such an exciting ride that continues to stand up to time, and that's what makes it so important. By the way, I decided to do Flight of the Hippogriff as well because there is pretty much a non-existent line for this as well. I don't even remember the first time that I ever did this, but I'm pretty positive it wasn't in my first visit because that would have had an incredibly long wait time. I don't remember specifically what it was, but it was considerably long for a 1-minute coaster. So it took a few months or years to actually ride this. Now I'm heading back over to Hagrid's because I just got another return time. I don't even know. Today is just awesome. An interactive element that was not present on opening day here in Hogsmeade was the addition of a wand magic, where you can purchase an interactive wand from Ollivanders, which is right across the street over there, and then you can go up to various shop windows throughout Diagon Alley and you can do some magic. And that was added after, I believe, Diagon Alley opened in 2014. I did not bring my interactive wand with me this time because it's a little bit cumbersome to bring and you have to put it into a locker, so I decided to opt out bringing it. But I'm gonna go and hop in line for Hagrid's yet again before it starts to pour down rain. Had to once again funnel out of Hogsmeade and around the fountain over here to scan our time and then go to a locker if you need to use a locker, and then you can get in line for Hagrid's. This is pretty reminiscent of my first time doing it on opening day last year. I'd love to go inside Honeydukes or Zonko's and purchase a treat or a trinket that I've always wanted to get but never got before. That would be fun. I still remember when Dueling Dragons or Dragon Challenge, we were able to come over to the fence over here and see our friends coming into the station. Oh, it sounds like they're doing the frog show right down there. This is also one of my favorite shots in all of Potter. This is a pretty familiar sight, right? I'll never forget waiting 45 minutes to an hour back in that queue, which may end up being the case again once the world goes back to normal at some points. So it looks like everything's flowing pretty smoothly. Just the backup was probably just gonna be the lockers and just scanning the virtual line tickets to make sure everybody has a virtual line, even though it really doesn't seem like anybody needs it. I say that because when I was getting off the ride, they were actually asking people if they wanted to re-ride the ride, and on the app, there are still times available to reserve a return time for this. Woo!
Well,
I did it! I rode a second time, and it's starting to rain.
Bloody lucky thing to see such a sight.
That was just so much fun. Can you see the rain kind of pelting down?
Scroots.
Kind of painful.
Oh, and I'd be grateful if you didn't mention any of this to anyone back at Hogwarts.
I rode by myself 2 times. That was awesome. So it is starting to absolutely pour down rain. I think I got on and off of Hagrid's just in time. I feel bad for everybody riding right now because I'm pretty positive that they're still running the ride. So maybe they did stop running it because I haven't seen anybody get off the ride in a few minutes. a pretty significant amount of rain. I don't know if they went officially down or they were just delayed or what, but now the sun's coming out. So they did just make an announcement saying that the ride was delayed. So I guess I did just make it just in time. I'm gonna go into Honeydukes here in just a second, but first, I'm gonna go over here because I think that the lunch hour is over, so I may be able to finally go behind 3 broomsticks. Yes, finally, I was finally able to come behind the 3 broomsticks for the first time in forever. This table in this alcove, I have always wanted to sit here, but it's always super popular, I guess, for good reason, because you always get a really, really cool view, like this one, of the Jurassic Park roller coaster. Wow! That is just something, isn't it? It just gets so close to the 3 broomsticks. It's just right there. Camera does not do it justice at all, but I wonder how this is going to impact the illusion of Hogsmeade, just having a roller coaster right next to the 3 broomsticks, because this used to be a pretty quiet area back here. But yay, I finally got to see the coaster. I'm so happy. So that was super cool to finally see, but now it's time to head inside Honeydukes and or Zonko's and get myself a little 10-year anniversary souvenir. So there's a significant amount of candy that I've never had in Honeydukes before, but I think I'm gonna go and try these. These are jelly slugs. They look very interesting. So I just made it out of Honeydukes. Something that I've never noticed is there's wizard's chess in the window of Honeydukes. That is so cool. So I have my jelly slugs. I'm gonna go and try to find a place maybe in Jurassic Park to eat these, I guess. Potter is still pretty quiet right now, and the weather definitely let up, but Hagrid's is still closed, but I think people are starting to line up because it's probably gonna open soon. Ultimately, I'm very pleased with my experience today in Hogsmeade, and I wish I could just stay and just take in every single detail that the land has to offer, but honestly, that's what keeps me coming back every single time. That's where I just was, over in that little alcove, heading over into Jurassic Park, and just one more look at Hogwarts Castle. There's the thunder. Okay, let's go see some more Jurassic Park coaster construction progress. Okay, but first I needed to come over to a table in Jurassic Park, as you can tell by the music behind me, to eat my jelly slugs, which are soft and chewy gummy treats. So it seems pretty straightforward. I'll grab a nice green one. Ooh, that is kind of fun. Okay, so it's like a thick gummy candy. I love that. This was $7? Wow, there's literally nobody on the walkway through Jurassic Park. There's that inversion that I saw earlier from Mythos and a building next to it. This is just being constructed so fast. I'll be honest, I thought today was going to be a little bit busier because of the 10th anniversary of Hogsmeade, but this is the quietest that I have ever seen Islands of Adventure or any theme park. So, update, I finished my jelly slugs. They were absolutely delicious. Also, Camp Jurassic is definitely closed except for Pteranodon flyers, which makes me sad because I would just love to run around there right now, but it makes sense, I guess. That weather in the background pretty much answers the question as to why all the outdoor attractions are still closed currently, which is really the only demerit that Islands of Adventure gets compared to other theme parks, which is just that all the rides are outside. Not that that's inherently bad whatsoever, because I honestly prefer outdoor attractions most of the time, but it's just with Orlando and the storms that roll in, those outdoor rides aren't very dependable sometimes in terms of if they're gonna run or when they're gonna shut down due to weather. I'm over here by Bluto's coming out of the water because I wanted to get one last look at the Jurassic Park roller coaster construction. It's just so mesmerizing to look at. And boy, if I thought the rest of the park was quiet today, it is just completely deserted down here. It usually is, which is why it's one of my favorite parts of the park. But right now, nobody. It's incredible just what they've done with this space on the waterfront, considering before it was just a lagoon view and then a bunch of vegetation, and they put an entire roller coaster along the water behind the Discovery Center. But it's just such a good use of space. Islands of Adventure is just killing it with Harry Potter, with Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, with the new Jurassic Park roller coaster, with all of the water rides and thrill rides. They're just doing such a good job. And Islands, wow. I'll be honest, it's starting to get a little bit eerie back over here and just in Islands of Adventure in general, because it feels like I shouldn't be here, especially with all of these rafts that aren't being used right now for Bluto's because they shut down for the weather. just the minimal amount of people, it feels like I shouldn't be here. And I pretty much shouldn't because the park closes in half an hour anyway. It's incredible how quiet the comic book part of Toon Lagoon is right now. There's nobody here. There's just straight up nobody here. I need to find some people. Not to detract from the reason that I'm here, which is for the 10th anniversary of Hogsmeade, but this is just very, very interesting for me to see just how quiet it is. And the park is not even closed. It doesn't close for another 30 minutes. Wow. So I decided to wear this shirt today because this is the shirt that I got when I visited the Wizarding World of Harry Potter right back there 10 years ago in November of 2010. So it was almost about 6 months after the opening of the Wizarding World, and when I went, it was still incredibly busy. We had to go back to the Wizarding World to get a return time to come back at the end of the day to just be let into the land, and then we waited for the rides, and then we waited to get butterbeer, and it was just the same feeling that I got that I loved about waiting for Hagrid's back when that opened, again, a year ago. Just being in that atmosphere with people that just cared about it that much is just such an inviting and exciting feeling, and I'm sure everybody has that niche, I guess, of what they're passionate about, whether it's Star Wars or Harry Potter or Star Trek, that when they can be surrounded by other people in that atmosphere that appreciate it that much, it just makes it so fantastic. And the fact that it's just remained to be as popular as it has, and they've added to it so much over at Universal and then even back here in the Wizarding World, it just makes me so happy, and it is by far the top of my list in terms of my happy places of immersive experiences and locations in, I guess, theme parks in Orlando. I think it's incredible to imagine, though I wasn't there, the turnstile line to get into Islands of Adventure on opening day of the Wizarding World on June 18th, 2010, wrapped all the way through City Walk around the Universal Globe, all the way over there, and then all the way down through City Walk. That would have been a sight to see. So I made it back to the parking garage. It's getting pretty windy right now, so it's probably best that I'm gonna go ahead and head on out. I thought I'd end the video kind of over by this toll plaza here. I've never really ended a video here, so why not? Today was fun. Today was an enjoyable trip down memory lane for me because Harry Potter is just that important to me. And although I was not here on opening day of the Wizarding World, it's a place that forever changed me. It's an attachment that I made that has never been severed or diminished, and every time I get to come back, it feels like a privilege. And a place like this is why I do live here. It's a place that I have a connection with, and it means a lot. And I'm just happy that I was able to come out today and just relive those memories that I hope will continue to grow and become stronger in the future. But I'm gonna go and head on home, beat the rain. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Have a good day. Goodbye, and happy anniversary, Wizarding World of Harry Potter.